So we're going to build an app, and that we'll try to follow ESRI's process for ArcGIS Online. And so the first step is to pick the type of app. And so, what is the story you're trying to tell? Well, mine is a little bit about info of street trees and whether they're coniferous and deciduous, and that um, the audience would be more non-GIS users in that. So they're not going to need, for lack of a better term, a mappy type app that has like, editing and that sort of thing. It's more of just presentation, but I do want it to be dynamic and that sort of thing. Now, as we are learning through the courses, the map is like uh, almost like the operating unit. The map is what can get plugged into the instant apps and the dashboards and that sort of thing. And so build your maps and scenes, which I've kind of done, and assembled your content. For me, because a lot of what I'm going to do uh, in that is not going to have a lot of descriptive text. Probably should in that, but we're almost at the choose app stage. I've gone through already and I've organized some street tree layers and generated some categories in that for coniferous and deciduous. I've already kind of done step two. Again, I'm not really doing a storybook where I really would want some eye candy and that kind of stuff. And so, if I want to give the best app for what I have in mind, probably is a dashboard, in all honesty. So, and that. So we're get busy building that. And just to give you an idea, so I'm in my demos directory. I'll go create, and I will make a new dashboards app in that, and I will call it, for lack of a better term, GEOM 7111. We'll call it lab demo 01. Myself that I can actually delete this one. I won't need it later. It's just for the video. And that I'll delete it after video. And I want it in my video directory. And so what I'm going to demonstrate in this video is really about map actions and that. So might as well get a map. And so the first thing I'll add is a map, and I will take my street trees from Kelowna, and I'll just go done at this point. Unless there is a way, well, I won't fiddle too much here. I probably want a tighter zoom on a particular area and that. So that might be an option. I said I wouldn't fiddle, but we'll see. General, yeah, it may not be an option. It is an option on the instant apps, and that might come here. Settings, initial view and bookmarks. Initial view, okay. Done. There we go. And that, so that might actually save. We'll save it as we go along. And I want a chart, so I'll add a new element, and I want to add it right about here. And that, I'll make it a pie chart, and we have to select the layer that the data is coming from. I'm going to base it on the last column in the table, coniferous or deciduous, and that looks good. I only have 3 categories, so I'm not going to do a thing where, hey, if you don't break a certain percent, collapse them. That's usually on slices. I don't need that. But for unknown, I'll give it a gray. Yeah, it's okay for now. For coniferous, we'll give it a green, darker green, right about there. Better to have exact colors that you could punch in if you want. My advice, and know ahead of time. You may have standard colors. Yeah, we'll do it like that for deciduous. And it's going to go done. I'll actually add another one, an indicator on the bottom. will tell me just to count. Again, it'll be this layer, and we'll do a count. So there's 24,000 trees. That's done. That's a lot, right? But the idea is I want this chart to reflect what's in the screen, and I want this count to reflect just what we see in the map over on this other side. So always save often. And that's done through map actions. And so I'm going to go up here, map actions, and I'm going to filter. And the two targets I'm going to filter is the indicator and pie chart. Done. And that. I'll go save. And we'll see. Sometimes it moved. The numbers are moving, which is what I want. Now, when I want a list, I'll bring a list in just so that I think this is enough if you're going to deploy this on a tablet. On a desktop, maybe you'd want to have a list so people could see, flash maybe a particular one or see the list. So we could do that again. And so I'll put it right here about here. And what I want is a list of all the features that are in the view. Again, you'll have to select the layer. And then you can kind of customize what you want that list to look like. Right now it's got its ID. It has a bit of symbology too, so that's good. We'll keep that. I might put something in front of this, and I'll check what fields are available and see if they have like a common name field. Common name, why not? And maybe we could put this in brackets. I don't know if that'll look better. That's the ID. Now, one thing in here is there's usually a restriction on how many things can be in the list. I'm just looking for a number. We'll see. Or data. Yeah, there it is. I'll make this 100. No. I'll make it 500. It's a big list and that sort of thing. Done. It's good. It's good enough for now. Or do I? No. People wouldn't actually understand the number unless you told them. And that. And so we can just go maybe common name, colon, I'll go ID. I'll take the brackets off. Maybe I'll put a hyphen in there, sandwich it. Oh, I still have a parentheses I do not want. There. Something like that. And I'll go done. All right. Now the thing is, this is not filtered to the map. It's too big too. So, yeah, keep that narrow. Still want the map to be the driver. Go back to map actions. Go back to its map actions. And then turn on filtering the list. Done. And so then as you zoom out or zoom in, we'll see the list eventually. We see the list changing and that. And now it's shortening. A nice feature is that when you click on one of these things in the list, that you flash the feature. So we can go back in here, and this would be an action on the list, and where there's actions, and we will flash and that, and go done. Now I find this, takes a second or two to kind of warm up to the idea, and that. There, it's flashing this one here. So, and you could probably change the flash color and that sort of thing as well. And that one thing you probably want to do is, eventually I think this will come, but you want to know what colors you're using for your symbols here and probably match them against in the chart as well. And that. Now, the thing is, because we have a limit on the list, we may not be able to actually flash a feature and that sort of thing. And did you want them to be able to zoom and that? And so we know it's down in here somewhere in that. So it helps the user out a little bit in that. So I think it's enough for the demo so you can see the actions. Just my experience is sometimes the actions don't kick in right away or you have to be patient. So make sure you saved, wait a couple seconds, and then zoom in and out to test and see if it's working. So that's all for now.